The Weekly Warp Pipe.
What's up, my Warpipers? Welcome back to another episode. This one we're actually live streaming. We've been pushing channel memberships here at the Weekly Warp Pipe if you're watching on YouTube. And this one we're doing an exclusive live stream to kind of promote that. So if you guys do sign up to support the show, once a month we'll be doing these live streams. So it's fun to interact with you guys. We're going to be diving into our main topic, retro video game soundtracks. Which one do you guys enjoy? Maybe give you the most nostalgia. Certainly a ton out there, so we discuss a few of our favorites. We jump into a rad and bogus, and you guys live give us a couple more suggestions. So it's super fun. There's a lot packed into this episode, so I hope you guys enjoy. So sit back, relax, enjoy some nostalgia, and let's get into the Weekly Warp Pipe. What's up, guys? What's going on? We're here.
It's been a while.
It's been a while since that. What was that song? Stain?
Sure.
90s reference there.
Yep.
Rip the sleeves off this shirt, baby.
Ooh, there you go.
Shout out to Retro Games Plus. This is our Castlevania themed shirt. I was just streaming some Castlevania, so I thought it'd be appropriate.
Were you like, take that, Chris, while you were taking the sleeves off?
Well, what's funny is when I was out visiting his store in California, he was like, "Oh, check out these new shirt designs we got." It's not this one. It was like the newer, like retro wave looking shirt. But he was like, "What size are you?" I'm like, "Medium." And he's like, "Oh, I only have a large." And I was like, "Okay, I mean, I'll take it, whatever." But it was like baggy on me, and then I was like, "You know what? Cut the sleeves off. This won't be too bad." And so I had that one cut off. I was like, "Well, might as well cut the sleeves off this one too."
Nice.
Sweet. So
that's a large?
This one's a medium. This one's
is a medium.
The other one's a large. Was a little bit more bad. I feel like this cutoff shirts I could wear a little bigger.
Nice.
I was gonna say we are live streaming. We are doing one live stream a month for channel members, but we're doing it open up to everyone to kind of show what you would get if you signed up to be a channel member. $1 a month, that's all you get. You get the live stream. $1 or $3 a month. That's free. You get some perks with $3, but if you sign up for $1, you can see us record the episode. We record these Wednesday nights. Episodes go live on Saturday. So we have a few people up in the chat here. Purchase Splurge Thrifting's in here. And so Dave's never or keeps live stream with us. You do have the opportunity. I can showcase a comment onto the here.
Nice.
He says, "Hey yo," and Bryce is here as well with a yo.
What's up, Bryce?
So you guys can kind of interact with us back and forth a little bit, but the show is going to pop off as normal as it is and what we're doing essentially. I got a lot to say. If you whoever wants to go first,
Well,
then I'll take it.
I was talking to Keith earlier, and I said I think I need to just keep my mouth shut this week because the two of you combined can take up the entire podcast.
That is true.
So I think you guys just have at it, and I wasn't up to much, so you guys go ahead.
Just Fair being enough. Awesome, eh? That was all you were doing.
I'm trying to.
What do you got, Keith? You just got back from a trip?
I did. I was down at SoCal for SoCal Gaming Expo. I helped out the Pixel Podcast guys, and we ran that show right into the ground. It was great. I was putting on like between like 25 and 29,000 steps a day for like the entirety of the trip. It was super cool. They had a ton of people coming in the door. Everyone that was coming in the door was smiling. And then everyone that was leaving was like stopping and showing me what they had. I worked the door for most of the day on the Sunday. And I had kids coming out with Game Genies and super excited that they were going to have Game Genie and play, the Nintendo games with the cheat codes and stuff like that. They had the Tetris World Finals. They had that there. That was super cool to watch. The vendors were crazy. It was super, super cool to watch it go from nothing, just an empty room, into tables all in a row because the venue puts out all the tables for them. And then the vendors come in and they make it into this like living, breathing creature. And then it's like that all weekend. And then it turns into tears down and back to just an empty room with a bunch of tables in it. So I do have a ton of footage from that, from getting there and loading the U-Haul van all the way till unloading the U-Haul van. So hopefully I can put something together that'll kind of showcase everything those guys do to bring that convention together. So it should be kind of cool. I picked up a couple games.
Nice.
I got Rescue Rangers 2, picked it up. So
Oh,
that's
okay. Nice.
all of the Disney Afternoon games I have. Between Gabo and Saul, I got the Lone Ranger
Okay.
CIV,
Wow.
which is super cool. They gifted me this between the two of those guys. So I was super
Nice.
excited. But this is a really cool game. If you haven't played the Lone Ranger on the NES, super, super cool. And I was super grateful for those guys. And then I picked up Fire and Ice. This came from Ryan with Fire and Ice games, like the stores down there. So that was super cool to pick up. But it's a fun trip and I learned so much. It was super cool. I had
Yeah.
a great time. But I want to hear from you, Russ. I want to know all about your adventure because I want to go on an adventure like you did.
I want to quite. It was quite the trip, I will say. So I'll do my best to sum it up in here. What do we got? We go to 15 with her. Yeah, until we get to our warp pipe rental. I got 10 minutes to fill you in on my crazy adventures. So sit back and relax. So I did go to Florida. My wife booked the trip, and we were staying on Disney property, but we weren't going to Disney. It just was cheaper to stay on Disney property at the hotel. We stayed at All Stars, um, not music, All Stars movies. There's three of them: music, sports, and movies. So when you get in on there, you actually get one free day to the water park. The first day you arrive, you get a free day at the water park. So we went to the water park. It did end up raining a little bit, but we still were in the pool and everything, and that was fine. And then we basically just hopped around going to different hotels to eating. Gwen was very excited to ride the bus. She would call in school buses, and they vinyl wrapped all their buses with characters. So Mini Bus would come up, Pluto, the Dalmatians. Very cool to see. The only park day that we did have was at the new Epic Universe by Universal there, and they have the four worlds which you can visit. It was kind of a pain because that was the only place we needed to like Uber to, and we were trying to think what to do because we had Gwen, so we needed a car seat. We couldn't bring our car seat because then when we get dropped off, what do you do with the car seat, right? You can't just leave it somewhere. So we had to request an Uber with a car seat. They showed up without the car seat. So then we had to get a cab. Pain in the butt. Then he drives us to Universal, and we're like, we're going to Epic Universe. That's a completely different direction. So then he had to refund us the 10 extra dollars it took to get to where we were going. So we finally got there. I was like, all right, we're here. Let's try to enjoy the day. And it's pretty awesome. You go into it and it just opens up with this giant fountain, and the outer portion of the park is everything is how would you say it, like celestial or like themed with like stars and galaxies and stuff, and then you would go into your different portals to the other universes. So we first wanted to get some food, so we ate at this place called Pizza Moon, which inside, if you seen the music video for Tonight by the Smashing Pumpkins, kind of think that art style in this theater or restaurant rather. And so we got some pizzas, excellent pizzas. And then I was like, all right, we're headed to Super Mario World or Super Nintendo World, really. And I had already gone to the one in California. So it was interesting to compare to this one here because in California, the way Universal's set up, it's different tiers because it's built into a mountain. So you actually have to go down three escalators to then get to the section. So this was just right off the open. And it's so cool. You go through the big portal, right? Each one has its own portal. On top of that one, it said let's a go. They each have like phrases. And when you go through it, you actually then go through a warp pipe that's on escalators, and it's huge and green with like lights and everything, and it's making the sound effects. Very cool transition. And then you come into the inside of Princess Peach's castle, and there's pictures like in Mario 64, the paintings like you would jump into. and then you go out onto the deck, and that's where it opens up, and you can see everything in there. You see the Yoshi ride in the background, and then Bowser's Castle, and you see the One Up Factory, which is their merch store. So I was like, all right, take it in. The only downside I have, we got there probably about noon, so the sun was the highest and hottest it was, and it's just open, basically no shade, and you're just dying of heat in there. So that's definitely one of my gripes. But we beelined it to Yoshi, and Yoshi is just a like people mover. They're just a bunch of Yoshis, different color Yoshis, and you just hop in, and it's 2 people per ride, and they have like Yoshi eggs that you're supposed to hit when you see the Yoshi egg along the ride. Pretty simple. Gwen was having a good time. She was a little bit on nerve because no nap. She usually naps about 1 o'clock, so we were getting rid of the nap. But we got to do Yoshi, and inside it's all themed like Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island there, like everything's that art style. Very cool. And we jumped into the merch store, so I picked up a bunch of stuff. I did a video on my channel of like all the stuff I got. Got a Donkey Kong hat. Um, what else did I get? The Donkey Kong mug that you would get, because we went over. Not only does it have the Super Mario World, but it has Donkey Kong Country as well. And we went over to there, but unfortunately, the Donkey Kong minecart ride was closed. So I didn't get to ride it. I was like, oh man. And it was down like all day. It only went back up when we were getting ready to leave, and it was like an hour and a half wait. And I was like, no, I'll get it next time. It's a small portion. You go through it, and there's like a snack station where you could get snacks, and a little area where Donkey Kong comes out for photos, and then you have the ride over there, and there's like a merch stand. There really wasn't too much to it. I wish there was maybe more spots to kind of walk around or do some stuff too, but it was neat to see for sure. I ended up not getting any footage in that area because we just went over there, got our drink. We were just sitting down, trying to cool off and whatnot. And I was like, all right, let's head out. And we went to the Harry Potter world, which is themed after, I think, the newer version, like the what is it, the mythical beast or mystery beast or whatever. So
Yeah.
I wasn't really vibing too much with it. I was like, oh, it's built on, I think, France. So themed great. And we ended up eating at a restaurant. No, was it there? No, we got the we didn't get butterbeer. We got the special lemonade that they sell. So we had
Nice.
gotten that, and then we beelined it to the um horror. What was it? What is it called? The like Universal Monsters horror section.
Oh, okay.
We didn't get to do How to Train Your Dragon. We kind of chose, and I was like, Gwen's not gonna know any of this. I was like, we'll do
Yeah.
the horror stuff. So we went in there, and you see Dracula's castle is awesome. It's like huge, takes up like most of the park, and that's one of the rides you can actually go in. And it was only a 10-minute wait, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going into this ride. So I told Steph, you watch the baby. I'm gonna go into there and check out the ride. Trying to pull up a picture so you guys can see how.
And this is
Uh,
all brand new, right? This is all like
yeah, it's all, the park's only been open, I think, for maybe a month. They did like previews for a few weeks where certain influencers could go and check it out. Um, so they did have some hiccups, of course, with it. That ride was really cool. You go in, and you're kind of in this. It pulls down over you, and it's like suspended, kind of like this, so it can move you, if that makes sense, like around like this, and you're just on a track, and it's kind of like a coaster on a track.
Was it
Very
kind of
cool.
like the Spider-Man ride?
I rode that one, and I can't remember. It's similar to if you did the Harry Potter ride that you're riding the broom. If you did that
Oh,
one, where
okay.
there's like screens that you move in front of, and like,
Yeah.
so they
Yeah.
have like
Yeah.
water that spits at you, but
Okay.
you get to see the Mummy, the Wolfman, Dracula, like they're all in there. Very awesome. I loved it. And then we
nice.
ate at a restaurant in there that was themed to like basically like a vampire, I don't know, dungeon or something like that, like dark lighting, and there
Oh
was like
wow.
there was like this vampire on the wall, like super scary. And
Wow.
even the food, like Gwen's food was like meatloaf on like a skewer.
Hmm.
What?
Wow.
It was awesome. Like I had a good time in it, and it was air conditioned. I thought that was great. So
That's
we had
super
a
cool.
blast in there.
Well, I would hope so.
But I can
Right?
imagine what it would look like at nighttime there. I could see
Mhm.
like totally vibing
Right.
out and like just
What time did
chilling
you
out.
have to head out?
We probably left that park, I'd say at like 6 o'clock maybe.
Okay.
We got there late. I didn't want to wake up early and try to like get there for like rope drop and all that. So I was like, you know what? Let me just we'll get there when we get there.
Now,
And
how did
so
you get there? Because isn't that's not a part of the Disney bus
right, so
line?
we did have to get a taxi
Oh, okay.
that came with a car seat, and which was easy, but leaving it
Yeah.
took us like an hour to get a taxi to come back with a car
Oh,
seat. And
wow.
one guy
Oh,
was like, you know, I'm here, but I don't have a car seat. Like, if you want to
Right.
come, and we're like,
No.
he's
yeah.
like, I was like, well, I guess
How
we'll wait a
far
little
is
bit
the
longer.
drive?
It's probably about 25 minutes, I say,
Oh,
from the
so it's
hotel.
not it's not a short distance.
Yeah. So that was only everything else because we were just using Disney transportation. So we were like, but
Right.
definitely can't wait to go back. They got some kinks to work out. Gwen loved the carousel that was in the Celestial Park. It's
Mhm.
like animals that are like
Mhm.
painted like space. And we rode it twice, and she was like
Nice.
crying after. And we're like, the animals have to sleep. We got to go. Like,
Do they still have the Dr. Seuss there?
so completely different park. So that's at
Oh,
Universal.
that's on the other side.
That's like 15 minutes away. So this is completely
Oh.
different area and
It's a
different
whole new
ticket.
park, right?
Because I remember going when it was like you go in and there's the like the boardwalk and there's the
Yes,
Universal Ball, and then you go to the right and there's one park and you go to the left there's another park. Is this
absolutely.
completely not in the same location?
No, whole new area.
Oh. Oh,
So
interesting.
that one you
Okay.
Brand
have
new
City
park
Walk,
altogether.
right? You
Wow.
have Islands of Adventure or the other. So
Yes.
you choose two different tickets. This is a completely different area.
Oh. But
So
it's not called Universal Studios then.
right, so that's where when we got our taxi, he was
Yeah.
bringing us to Universal Studios, and we were like, no,
Oh.
no, no. We said Epic Universe,
Oh,
which is a
interesting.
different part. So we had to drive us
But
10 minutes down.
it is owned by Universal?
Right, but again, different
Okay.
ticket. So if you want to go all three,
Sure.
that's three different
Nice.
tickets you're getting.
Wow, wow, okay.
Wow.
You got that
Mhm.
Hopper pass?
Right, maybe. Because then too,
Yeah,
if you're going for Halloween Horror Nights, that's at the other park, and then maybe you want
wow,
to go see these Universal thing, you'd have to, drive over. But
Yeah.
wow,
Hmm.
it's definitely awesome,
crazy.
and there's
That's
plenty of
cool.
videos out there. So I'm great that they brought it to Florida, and there's more stuff with the Super Nintendo world there, having the Donkey Kong and stuff a little bit more spread out and differently than experiencing it in California.
Mm,
And then I would
sounds
say
awesome.
to finish the trip, so we flew back on Friday. We got home
Yeah.
Friday. I went to work Saturday, Sunday, and then Sunday, me and the wife took the train to the city, and technically, we saw the Smashing Pumpkins. It was labeled as Billy Corgan and the Machines of God. I guess that was like their last album that came out. So
Okay.
it wasn't all the members of Smashing Pumpkins, but they were playing Smashing Pumpkins songs, if that makes
Nice.
sense. It was
Hmm.
Billy Corgan. He had a girl guitarist named Kiki, and there was a girl bassist. I
Of
forgot her
course he
name.
did. Of course he did.
She was
I
like
mean,
Asian. She was like
yep.
rocking out. I was like, perfect. um,
So you're telling me you saw the Smashing Pumpkins?
Basically, I saw the Smashing Pumpkins. They
Kind
played a
of.
lot of B-side stuff that I didn't
Oh,
know,
okay.
but they played 1979.
Mhm.
They played "The World Is a Vampire." They
Bullet with
played
butterfly
like
wings.
4 or 5 songs, and then he finally talked to the crowd, and he's like, "All right, guys, the world is a vampire," and they go into this, and we're like, "All
Nice.
right." And then he
Nice.
played Tonight acoustically,
Oh, cool.
and I was really upset they didn't play Zero because
Oh,
the tour is called like Back to Zero or something like that. And Steph was like, the playlist that she saw from the other night, they did come back for the encore and they played 3 songs. And at our show, they only did 2 songs and they didn't do Zero for some reason. So I was like,
interesting.
oh well. I was like, at least I knew a few of them.
Yeah. I mean, it's
That's
cool
awesome.
that you saw him in Irving Plaza, like a small venue like that. I saw some of your stories
Yeah.
on Instagram. Yeah, that looked
Yeah,
awesome.
it's sold out, like very small,
Yeah.
and some band opened up. We didn't know if there was going to be an opener, so like a band opened up at 8 o'clock, and then Pumpkins went on. I think at like 8:40 and played till like
Nice.
gosh, at like 10:30, 10:45 or something. Because
Yeah.
then we got pizza after at Joe's Pizza,
Of course you did.
which was in Spider-Man 2, I think, with Tobey Maguire. So we got pizza there and hopped on the train. I didn't get home till I think 1:30. So
I don't think Keith knows this, but every time Russ goes to New York, he goes to Joe's Pizza.
Well,
it's
if it
right
was
there, right
Spider-Man,
by
it must
Irving
be
Plaza.
good.
It's like,
It's
boom.
why wouldn't we go? It's right there. But funny though is that there's so many Joe's Pizzas because I remember I went to New
Mhm.
York one time and I was like, "Oh, there's Joe's Pizza. Let me send a picture to Russ." And Russ is like, "Nope, not that one."
Yeah,
So,
there's quite a few
yep,
around
pizza
there that open
party.
late.
Nice, right?
Pizza party.
Pizza party. So that was my epic, essentially adventure, and then I had the past few days off. And if you guys don't know, I launched a new YouTube channel called Russly. It's part of my last name, Russ Lyman, Russly. So we've been live for 2 weeks. I just started kind of promoting it, and it's just retro games focused. I just did my 16-year anniversary on YouTube on Russ
Wow.
Lyman, creating content for basically 15 years. And I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? YouTube kind of doesn't know what Russ Lyman is anymore, the channel. Is it DIY? Is it retro games? Is it vlog? Is it? So I said, let me try to focus a new channel, just retro games, and we'll see if we can get it to grow. So who knows? We'll see how it goes. It's doing good now. I got like 60 subscribers, so it's steadily growing, and I'm moving a lot of my content that was on Russ Lyman over to Rusty. So I literally been posting a video every day for 2 weeks straight,
Great.
nonstop, just to get that
Nice.
content out there. So someone stumbles
Yeah.
across the channel, they're like, "Oh, he's got like 30 videos."
Yeah. It's great. I mean, you got
Right?
yeah, yeah. You got
Hopefully,
plenty of
man.
content, that's for sure.
That's true. Yeah.
Right?
So, all right, I
Nice.
took up enough of time. We're kind of going over a little
Are we
bit.
That's
ready?
okay. That's okay. Are we ready? Ready to get into it? Is the
Are we
chat
ready to
ready?
do this?
Is the chat ready? Because we want to hear chat's thoughts on this. Let's go. Let's get into it.
All right, so we're gonna jump right into our Warp Pipe rental, and this week we picked a Sega Genesis game. Hit it, Russ.
Let's head to the video store, grab a game for the weekend. We have the box art and description to guide us when we're choosing what game to rent. So grab your rental card because this is the Warp Pipe Rental.
What game you rent for the weekend?
All right, we hit up the rental store this weekend and we grabbed Castlevania Bloodlines on the Sega Genesis. Let's just look at this freaking box art right here. This is pretty good. I like that the Genesis has the red and it kind of reflects that in the Castlevania logo with also the red. So it kind
Right.
of plays off each other there. But you got Dracula at the top there. Almost looks like some sexy vampire lady as well with the
You know what it reminds me of? I don't know if anybody remembers this, but it reminds me of the hand drawing that John Lithgow made of the Bigfoot from Harry and the Hendersons. It's so
that's an
obscure.
obscure.
It's a
You
it's
had me for a little bit, but
I wonder
You
if
know what? I'm
Aldo in the
guessing in
chat
movie
knows
quotes.
it.
Harry and the Hendersons.
But that's what
Uh,
it reminds me of. If you
okay.
go back and you Google it or something, it's
Yeah.
John Leguizamo, not John Leguizamo. Let's not talk about John Leguizamo. We already talked about him last week. It's John Lithgow's drawing of what he interpreted as a Bigfoot.
Gotcha.
That's what it looks like. That's just
Okay.
what it looks like.
I mean, it looks great. I like this art style. Very cool. I mean, pops off there. Um, did you guys ever play this growing up or no? Like you experienced it later on?
No,
Yes, same with me.
this is
Same
the
with me.
first time.
This was my first time playing.
Wow. Both of you,
Yeah.
first time ever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're first
Wow.
timers.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
I'm trying to pick games that like I've seen around and people talk about and I've never given a shot. And I'm like, well, if I'm going to a rental store, I want to pick out something new. So
Right?
That's what I'm doing. And you know what works out really well is this game you can actually it's part of the Castlevania collection on, Switch and I think PS and all that stuff. But
Yes, yes.
what's also nice is this game is also available on the Switch Online, so you could play it right on your Switch. So that's the way I
Nice.
played it. Yeah, I played it with the Pro controller,
Nice.
um, and it was super fun. It was moderately. I would say the difficulty was moderate. I wasn't super hard. It
Okay.
wasn't super easy. The one thing that kept getting me was like like the Ninja Gaiden kickback.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
'Cause
classic
there's
in
a
Castlevania as well, too.
Yeah.
right.
The
So,
knockback.
well, I always think I played Ninja Gaiden well before I played any Castlevania games. Uh,
Yeah.
but but yeah, the kickback falling into the ditches and the pits and stuff like that got me. And but it was like I don't know. It wasn't my favorite Castlevania game.
Okay.
I'll just say that. What do you think, Keith?
I did enjoy it because I like that I could pick between different characters and have different weapons. I thought that was really cool. So I picked Eric with the spear right away because I was like, "Ooh, this guy's a little different." So I enjoyed playing as him while I played through it. And Russ was telling me when he was streaming it that you can set the difficulty and have more lives. I did not do that. So I made it to like the second or third boss and then game overed me. I was like, "Oh, this is fun." But
I
I
use
really
save
thought the
states.
spear was cool. Oh, lucky, right? I wonder
Your
who was
profit.
playing it.
Nice. Yeah, I had told Keith, I said you could do easy, hard, easy, medium, hard, and you can also
Yeah.
change your how many lives you get, whether you start with 3, 4, or 5. So I did 5 lives,
Mhm.
easiest. So you get, a
Which is
little bit
nice,
further.
right?
Yeah, because he popped in. I did just live stream this on the Russ Lee channel, and we did get to the last level, and I did die. So I had some old. I was playing on my SNES Classic, so I had some old save states that I was at the boss. So then we ended up beating the boss, so we could see the ending on the live stream. But I had gone through this game not too long ago, and it's
Mhm.
certainly awesome for sure. Nexus was saying um, this game is very hard, but very good music and graphics. We were saying
Yeah,
definitely stands out. Like it's a Sega Genesis game for sure
absolutely.
with the sound
Mhm.
effects, like almost that higher end twang and the music. But like some of the levels are awesome. Like I'm trying to think how early it is if you saw Keith the level that you get to and it has the water that's like
Right? Yeah,
rising.
that was super cool. How it was like reflecting you and you'd see the
Yeah.
monsters coming and it was all reflect. I thought that was super, super cool. And I liked when you'd stop with the character, they would like have this like side stance. So he's got like his spear and he's like side
Right.
stance. It was super cool. Like the sprites are really neat, really cool to see. So I thought it was a really cool game. I actually looked for this one when I was in SoCal and I couldn't find it because if I'm getting a Genesis game, it needs to be CIB with the hang tab. I could not find it with the hang tab. So
So I ended up getting this as a gift from one of the guys who would visit me at the game store. Maynard gave me the cartridge itself. So the cartridge is original. This is just a printed
okay.
cover for the box art. So
Mm.
no manual. So it's just a reprinted cover. But just so I don't have a loose Genesis game, I did
It
that.
looks
Because
like
it is a
complete.
100 and some dollar game, right?
No, it's like $200.
$200 complete.
I
Loose
Yeah.
just looked it up. No,
with the
case.
box. Oh yeah, with the case and
Yeah.
everything.
CIB.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I could definitely
crazy.
see that for
And they
sure.
also make
Yeah.
I saw they make a cardboard box version as well.
Right, so you can almost get variants
Oh,
on that.
nice.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you can get both versions of that.
Huh. Which one do you
So
guys prefer? Do you like the clamshell hard box or do you like the
Oh,
cardboard
yeah.
box for the Genesis?
Well,
yeah,
it's sturdy, it's not gonna fall apart, like,
Right.
it's, like, easy access, I could just go like this and put the game in with the cardboard box,
mhm,
I gotta open the tab,
Right.
this, pull it out, whatever, it's like, "Ah."
Absolutely.
Then it can rip, it's like, "Nah, I like the
Right.
clamshells."
I like the clamshells as well. What did we think of the music?
He's how appropriate that Russ is wearing the Castleva yeah, I
Yeah,
thought ahead.
Right.
Yeah, music, we're saying fantastic for sure.
yeah.
Each level,
Yeah.
great soundtrack for sure, and appropriate for whatever your boss you're fighting and this and that.
Mhm.
And even they have like mid bosses. I feel
Yes.
like that
Yeah.
wasn't done in any other Castlevania game. I don't think.
Yeah.
We're trying to
I
think.
feel like the music in Castlevania games is always like higher tier music. It's almost like they were like, the music has to be good in these games to make the game what it is for a lot of them, right? So it's cool to see that that was kind of continuing through this game. And like, yeah, the music is cool. It's fun to
Yeah.
listen to, and it hypes you up when you're coming into some of those situations, and you're like,
Mhm.
"Ooh, this is going to be interesting, right?"
Yeah. Oh, it's great. So we gonna let the chat rate this for us?
Yeah, you could give us some ratings for
Yeah. What do
sure
you guys rate this game?
out of 5, and we'll hear you guys what you thought of it too.
Mike says clamshell all the way.
Gotta
All
have the
the way,
clamshells for the
all the
Sages.
time.
I would
I guess
assume though that the cardboard box ones are worth more because of how they probably there's less of them or they rip.
probably, right?
Hold that thought. You guys get your ratings in, and I'll let you know.
So
I guess
what
for
do you want to
anyone
rate it?
that's actually played it in the
Yeah,
chat, let us know what you think, right?
So the cardboard
Some
box
folks
CIB goes for 132, and the CIB clamshell goes for 220.
yeah.
Oh,
See for sure.
so everyone agrees that the clamshell is a little bit better.
There you go.
We got 3 out of 5 with Bryce. We got 4.9 with Mike. So
Nice.
almost a 5.
And can we give a little shout out right now to Lopez? Lopez, thanks so
Oh,
much
doubt.
for the donation.
Lopez!
Let's go.
I wish I could have some sound effects or something like that.
I
Appreciate
was
the
there when
donation.
that picture was taken. I was standing right there when that profile picture was taken.
Nice. And then did we get Fox Driven Retro in there? He gave it
No.
a 3 out of 5.
And Aldo gave it 3.5.
Perfect.
What do we rate it though?
Well, so for
Oh,
go ahead, Keith. Nope.
go.
Keith, go
Okay.
back to Keith.
All right. I got you. I would say probably a solid 4, pushing 4.5. I thought it was really cool. I really like the sprites and the music. I think it was a cool game. Cool.
I'm gonna go now. If I'm comparing it to other Castlevania games, which I am going to do, I'm gonna go 3.5 to 4 as well. I think there's better Castlevania games, in my opinion. That's just me. But I did enjoy it. And also it is a great rental game because it has a password system.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So you could
It's kind of a pain in the butt password system, but it's still there.
Yeah. Thank you, Save States. All right, I love you.
Yes.
I give it 5 out of 5. I think it's
Yeah.
solid with the music, gameplay, and all that, and I'd certainly go back to it every year to give it a go.
It's a very strong game for sure, I would say, in the Genesis library.
I think we
Yes.
had a few comments on our social medias. We can do a quick
Check
shout
'em
out
out.
on those. Yeah.
What did you say? What did you say?
Springfield, let's hear from you.
We have been posting our shorts on Friday night to get you guys pumped up to play the rental. So I got one here on our YouTube page. It said, great game. I played it on the Castlevania collection for the first time several years ago and checked all the boxes, atmosphere, music, mechanics. Really great entry into the Castlevania library. That's Paul Mason. Thanks for that. And
Nice.
Sandy of the Mandy says this deserves a sub. So hopefully they subscribe to us.
Hey, I went to Subway today and got a sub.
So there you go.
Now I want a sub.
And then what else do we have here? Instagram as well. We had some comments on there. NES Addict said, "Oh snap, that's a classic."
Oh, snap.
And Zolta says, "Haven't played it yet. Only the first 4 games. Need to check it out." So I guess he would mean Castlevania 1 through 3 on NES, and then Super Castlevania on Super Nintendo. So sweet.
Looks
All
like
right.
we got a suggestion in the
I
chat.
was just you know what? I'm sorry that I'm actually writing it down right now. Pure Profit. Thank you for the suggestion. That could be the next movie rental. That's a
Nope.
great one.
Double Dragon, the live action movie. I haven't seen it in
Yeah.
years, so that'd be
Yeah.
good to go back to that. So thanks
That's a
for your
great
profit for
one.
that.
And if anyone
Yeah.
else has any suggestions, let us know. If there's a game or a movie you think we should watch in our rentals, let us know, right?
I think Aldo's getting ahead of himself with Ratter Bogus, so I think it's time we should move on.
But
All right.
what are we renting next week, though, Dave?
Renting next week. Guys, we're gonna go to a little bit more of an obscure game for the NES, a little bit more expensive game. We're gonna go with DuckTales 2 on the Nintendo Entertainment System. We played DuckTales 1, which you can actually go back onto the YouTube channel and watch our discussion on that. So we're gonna tackle DuckTales 2. Is it as good as the first one? We'll
Maybe.
see.
I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah,
I
and if
think
you
I
guys
already know
don't,
the answer.
if you don't know what game we're playing, you can also visit our website, theweeklywarpipe.com. That's updated always with what game we're renting or movie we're watching that week. Sweet.
All right, you guys ready? I need some help
Nope.
from the chat on this one.
Oh.
There's some deep cuts this week I was gonna take it easy, but we'll see.
Fair enough.
Hit it.
Hey, I bet you can't name that quote.
Sorry, I
right.
feel like we do better when you threaten us than when you're like, "Hey, you guys, I didn't go too hard on you," and then me and Russ
Okay.
are both just
Well-
blank faced, right?
Well, do you guys want the theme this week, or do you want me to just
I mean,
surprise it
for the
on you?
chat, right? I think we might as well.
Oh, for the chat. Okay. Chat, are you ready for name that?
Well, I will
quote?
say too, I'm almost have to block the chat out because I don't want them to spoil it for me if the chat.
Oh,
knows
well, you
it
can
too,
hide it.
so-
You can
Yeah,
hide
yeah.
it. Yeah,
So-
you can hide it. I can still watch it. All right. So, do you want the theme or no?
Nah, just go into it.
Okay. Okay. These are some doozies, guys. All right, here we go. Number 1. If you're edged because I'm wheezing all your grindage, just chill. Because if I had the whole Brady Bunch thing happening at my pad, I'd go over there. So don't tax my gig so hardcore, Cruster. Name that quote.
Ah, I feel like I almost want to say this is like something like Pauly Shore would say.
I feel like there's a link here somewhere.
There's a link. Does chat have any suggestions?
Maybe when I hear it.
Let's play it.
I'll know
If you're edge because I'm wheezing on your grind, it's just chill. Because if I had the whole Brady Bunch thing happen at my pad, I'd go grind over there. So don't tax my gig so hardcore, Cruster.
So I was right. I feel like it was a Pauly. Now, which movie though?
Now, which
Oh,
movie
gosh.
is it?
To knock it down. That I'm not sure. I would have to guess just on a random win. If Keith knows it, I'll let him go at it.
I think I might know it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it might be Encino Man.
It
He's
is
got-
Encino Man.
I was gonna say I was leaning towards Biodome, but
Well, you would be wrong.
okay, Encino Man. It
I
is.
am a Pauly Shore fan.
Do you know when it was said or who it was said to?
It was said at the dinner table with the family when he was sitting there eating their food.
Very
Wow.
good.
I feel like that
Biodome
needs
is an
to go
amazing
on a-
movie. Biodome.
That's
Pick
impressive.
Biodome. It's
I
a
feel
great
like
one,
that
too.
should be added to a Warp Pipe rental.
That's a
One of
good
those.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Son-in-Law is another great one. Pauly Shore movie.
In the army now.
Yeah.
Yep. There's a lot of them. All right. So congratulations to Keith. You got that one. You guys ready for number 2?
There we
Let's
go.
go. All right. This one. All right. Here we go. You're going to have to do something about those clothes. You walk around town dressed like that, you're liable to get shot. Name that quote.
So,
Let me know, chat. Let me know if you guys know this one. I'll repeat it one more time.
yeah.
You're going to have to do something about those clothes. You walk around town dressed like that, you're liable to get shot.
I
There, I
definitely
can't.
remember it, but I can't place it.
All right. I guess we have
We'll
to
play
go to go to the audio.
Gonna have to do something about those clothes. You walk around town dressed like that, you're liable to get shot.
I would have never guessed it without the audio. Now to
know?
narrow it down, I know who was saying it.
Okay. You know who's saying it?
I'm trying to pick between 3 different movies.
I feel like I'll go on a limb
Okay.
and say Back to the Future 3.
Okay. How about you, Keith?
I feel like I would ride a horse towards a canyon and say Back to the Future 3.
Okay. How about the
That's
chat?
number-
What do you guys think? You guys think it's
Brilliant
Back to the
choice.
Future? Let us know which movie it is.
It is Doc Brown, Mike says. But
It is Doc Brown.
Yeah, which one?
So
Throwback
which movie?
Throwback King says Back to the Future. I don't know if he's just going with the first one or just
Okay.
and
Right.
saying
Sure.
that. I feel like the third makes sense because of cowboys and getting shot, like
He's
guns
got-
around.
He's got like the pink shirt on.
Right,
and, like,
right.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Back to the Future 3.
Perfect.
All right. I was gonna, it's funny because Russ was kind of on the edge of like, it sounds familiar. It's like if Russ does not get this, I'd be very disappointed. All right, so we're going to number 3.
Yeah.
You ready, guys? Last one. Let me do my stretches. Okay. He's finishing his senior thesis. Pigman is trying to prove those Caine-Hackman theory. No matter what time it is, 24 hours a day, you could find a Michael Caine or a Gene Hackman movie playing on TV. Name that quote.
It's a long one too.
I'll repeat it one more time because it was a little
All
long.
right.
He's finishing his senior thesis. Pigman is trying to prove the Caine-Hackman theory. No matter what time it is, 24 hours a day, you can find a Michael Caine or Gene Hackman movie playing on TV. I'm just gonna let you guys know it is not Batman Returns.
Oh, is it Harry and the Hendersons?
It's not Harry and the Hendersons.
All right, let's play it.
He's finishing his senior thesis. Pigman is trying to prove the Caine-Hackman theory. No matter what time it is, 24 hours a day, you can find a Michael Caine or a Gene Hackman movie playing on TV.
I was gonna say it almost sounds like Michael Keaton.
It almost sounds like Michael Keaton.
Could it be Michael Keaton?
I don't know the actor's name, but I know who he is. But I can't
who he
think
is.
of what he
Okay.
would be in.
You guys give up?
I don't know it.
Aldo
Oh,
is not. It is not A Room with a View.
Oh, darn it.
However, it is. Hang on. It is
PCU,
Throwback
is that-
King PCU.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie. That's the name of
Really?
the movie, PCU?
PCU. Port Chester
No.
University.
Okay.
Never heard of that.
What? Oh, it's a great one. It's got Jon Favreau as a young guy in there. He's okay. You would know this. Do you know the movie quote? It's a very easy movie quote. When he says, "You're going to see the band. You're going to wear the shirt of the band you're going to see. Don't be that guy." That's from that movie. PCU. Oh, Russ is Googling it right now.
I can honestly say I have never heard of that.
Well, you guys need to watch that movie.
I'm
'cause
with
it is a
Jay. Never
classic.
heard of it.
It is a classic. Never heard of it. It is a great movie.
Okay.
Nice.
So I'm sorry, guys, you didn't get it. I thought you guys get that one. That
Well,
was
I
from
had never seen
1994. Yeah, good. Well, you guys got 2 out of 3.
Not bad.
Chat technically got 3 out of 3 if you combine all forces.
I would give it.
So let's go. Congratulations. That's Name That Quote for this week.
Nice.
So we're gonna jump over to Rad or Bogus now, I guess. And
Yeah.
Rad will be able
Yeah, why
to
not?
join in on this. So we're gonna pick 2 different topics. We're each gonna pick one. One of those items we're gonna keep. The other one is totally bogus. Hit it, Russ.
Bogus.
Nice.
I think we should let the chat give us a few as well, if you guys are
Some
down with
bonus
that.
ones.
Let's do it.
Some bonus ones. So you guys start getting yours into the chat, and then we'll pick them at the end.
Okay. Who's jumping first here?
I'll go
Okay.
first.
All right.
I'll go
do you
first. I'll
got?
make it easy. So this week I'm taking cartoons. So grew up in the 80s. We're gonna go with 2 not so popular cartoons, but they did have some popular toy lines. We're going to go Silverhawks or Thundercats. Which one's rad, which one's bogus, and which one gets picked, the other toy line ceases to exist as well. The
Fair
entire
enough.
franchise is gone. Luckily, they didn't have any live action movies. However, I don't know if you guys saw, I did post earlier this week, Thundercats had a live action stage show. There's a commercial you can find on YouTube about it. It's very interesting.
Okay.
Oh, we've lost.
Oh, what happened?
David has gone and is a ghost now.
I went to
I'll pick him.
I went to the oh, there it goes. It's preparing. Never mind. Go ahead, Keith.
All right, so I'm gonna say Thunder, 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 Ho.
Thunder, 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 ho.
I'm gonna keep Thundercats as rad, and I'll say I never watched Silverhawks or had any of the toys, so they can be bogus.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I mean, I probably agree with Keith. I gotta go Thundercats over Silverhawks. I probably watched a few episodes here and there, but I've never had any of the toys growing up. I definitely had more Thundercat toys than Silverhawk toys. So sorry, bye Silverhawks.
The chat's coming at me hard in the comments, by the
Cat
way.
is coming at you hard.
They're
Bryce
coming
has
at me
got
purposely.
Mark Hamill as the Joker or Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker.
Oh yeah.
That is a difficult one, Bryce.
I would say Luke Skywalker because Mark Hamill as a Joker is great, but it isn't animated, so you technically don't see him on camera.
And they could probably backfill that a lot easier.
Yes, agreed.
So I think I would agree with you. Luke Skywalker is rad.
All right. Keith, you're up.
All right, what did I pick? I picked food. And since it's kind of we're rolling into summer, we're going with popsicles or ice cream cones.
Oh.
And remember,
Oh,
it's just gone. Never existed. There was never, no one ever was like, we're going to
No one
make this on a stick. And the other one was like, you can have ice cream, but we never invented the cone.
Interesting. Okay. Popsicle or ice cream cone? I'd probably go ice cream cone is rad. I feel like I had more ice cream cones than popsicles. Although, let's see. What is the WWF ice cream bar and a stick fall under?
Oh, that's an ice cream bar on a stick, and we didn't select that.
Okay, fair. So that would still be in existence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably go with the ice cream cone itself. Because I always hate eating the popsicle stick and then like getting to the stick part and then tasting the wood and it's like, ugh. Like I almost don't want to like just throw it out. Like I'm good. I got most of it.
popsicles are pure sugar. Well, so is ice cream as well. So I would go with an ice cream cone is rad.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
Right.
I would do that. I would say that.
All right. Should we do another one from the chat here?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. You pick
Right.
one, Keith.
Let's hit there's two My Pet Monster ones in here. So
Oh,
let's
geez.
hit two of your
Oh, geez.
favorites, David.
Oh,
My
geez.
Pet Monster, Mad Balls.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, we picked it. Pure profit. Hit you with that
I'll
one.
see you guys later. Uh,
We'll let him think on it.
do I have to go first?
No,
That's
you don't
not
have to go.
fair. The chat knows me
Russ?
too well.
Russ, what do you think?
I didn't have many Madball stuff growing up, so I would choose My Pet Monsters over Madball. Just because I feel like you do a little bit more with the My Pet Monster, right? I used mine as a wrestling buddy because I didn't have a wrestling buddy, so I'd throw him around and this and that. With the Madball, I mean, cool to look at, and you could just I don't know throw it against the wall and this and that. Like more stuff you could do with the My Pet Monster.
I would also pick My Pet Monster purely based on the song for the cartoon.
Oh, that's the only reason?
It's an awesome song. Like I don't think the world would be complete without the My Pet Monster song. That's why.
Okay.
Okay, so
Choose Dave.
I've made my choice. I've made my choice. I'm going with this guy up here. We're going with the My Pet Monster. And the reason for that is a very similar to reason why Russ picked it as well, and that's because I do have nostalgia for both, like endless nostalgia for both, but I feel like My Pet Monster just edges it out. I still have that's my original My Pet Monster from when I was a kid. Um, I don't have original Mad Balls from when I was a kid. So I don't know. I used to wrestle the crap out of this guy, and it's yeah. I'm going with My Pet Monster. Also, I had the cartoons on VHS. I had the storybooks, uh, all that stuff. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go with My Pet Monster.
We got a few Mad Balls in the chat.
Sorry, guys.
Pure Prophet said I had Mad Balls when I was young, so I'm going with Mad Balls. I guess it comes down to what you grew up with, essentially, with the
Yeah, absolutely.
I grew up with both. That's not fair, chat. It's not
All right,
fair.
so Russ, you're next.
Yeah, I chose movies. I thought it'd be neat to put two Marvel movies against each other that had a pretty big, I'd say, like impact on the Marvel scene. I was going to do the original Iron Man movie versus Captain America, the first Avenger. I feel like both of those have similar, like the origin stories and good impact on the scene and everything. So
I already know
versus Captain America.
I already know my answer. We're talking about the first movies in their franchises,
Yeah,
like from the
Iron
Marvel
Man 1.
universe.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna go with Captain America because I remember watching Iron Man, the first one, and it kind of reminded me a lot of like Batman Begins, and it was
okay.
kind of like the same tone, and it kind of slow going, and I feel like there was more depth to like you're coming with characters from all over the place as opposed to Iron Man where it was kind of just Iron Man and like he's in a cave, right? Like that's what happened. And then but I think like the
Cave.
genetics of all of the
Right, the
wasn't he?
experiments.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, he was in a cave for a little bit.
Yeah, but then like Steve Rogers was an experiment and then they
Right.
bulked him up and they did and I just thought it was more fun to watch. So that's just my preference.
Okay. What do you got? NES
Right.
Addict saying Captain America is my preferred hero, but I feel like Iron Man was more fun.
And I completely agree with Jay there. Captain America is if I'm picking a hero, it's Captain America.
Mhm.
But without the first Iron Man movie, we might not have even got the Captain America movie because the first Iron Man movie really jump started that Marvel universe, right? So I feel like we couldn't go without it because we
Right.
might not have had that Marvel Cinematic Universe, but they could have put Captain America's first outing, just mixed it in with another Avengers movie, right? And it would have
Mhm.
still fit. So I'm gonna say Iron Man is totally rad.
Well, now if we said Iron Man 2 versus Captain America 2, then Keith would be changing his story.
Most likely, yes.
Yes. Nothing beats Winter Soldier. Nothing. I don't care what you guys say.
Oh, they're saying the Captain America franchise wins out later on with Winter Soldier, though.
Hmm. Yeah.
Speaking of good soundtracks, Winter Soldier.
Oh,
I
okay.
am your real mom, Pixel Game Squad. I will cradle you like a baby. A wee baby.
Do we
Alright,
have any
do
more
one
from
more
the
here?
chat?
Let's do one more out of the chat here.
Go
Okay.
ahead. You pick Keith.
All right, I saw one here earlier, and it was from Throwback King,
Okay.
and it was Pop Tarts or toaster strudels. What are
Oh.
we picking? They were talking about how the icing was super delicious as a kid, got you really moving around.
I mean, I'm going with Pop Tarts all the way.
Yeah.
I think that's Toaster strudel kind of like they were flaky and they got all over your fingers and it was just like, yeah. I want to have like a Pop Tart cold or hot on the go. Like that's what I want. I don't want to have to put this in a toaster oven and like cook it and like have it all like flaky. No, just give me a Pop-Tart with all the different flavors. Because then we wouldn't have the Pop-Tart like little bites.
Oh, okay.
You remember those?
Yep.
Those were where it was at, like the Pop-Tart bites. So I'm going with Pop-Tarts.
I would agree. I would go Pop-Tarts.
Dude, the chat
Or that.
hates me.
Right?
Strudel, flaky
Absolutely
deliciousness.
disagree. Like, they want you to take it out. They want you to top it yourself, and then finish off that little plastic packet and strudel your way to school.
Strudel your way to school. I will say we didn't get them very often, so I felt like when I got the toaster strudels, it was like a treat, and I enjoyed that it was different than a Pop-Tart. You know, it was a little bit more luxurious. You're putting the icing on, and it has that flaky, almost like a croissant taste. And you're like, ooh, the filling inside. Whereas, but I do get, the convenience. Pop-Tart could be cold or hot. You could serve it either way. I'd never eaten a cold toaster strudel. That wouldn't make any sense, right? Chip a tooth or something.
Sorry,
Now,
did
you know,
refer to toaster strudels as luxurious?
Luxurious.
that's the 80s bougie.
The bougie.
History.
That's right. You're at a 5-star restaurant. They're serving you the toaster strudel with the little sauce on it and a little, was it the mint on the side of the plate?
Yeah. Can we just also mention, can we bring back turtle pies, please?
I don't know. I can't remember what they taste like. I don't know if they need to be brought back.
They were green on the inside, remember? It was so gross.
But did they taste good? I don't know. It just
they were fine. They were like, yeah.
They were edible as a kid. They were edible.
Yeah, I mean, they were fine.
We ate them.
They were fine.
I think someone.
There you go. Thank you, Jay.
Oh, Jay's with it. I think someone had a recipe where you can make it like yourself.
Yeah.
So I was like, if you want to do a deep dive in that, maybe you can get the taste back.
All right. Do we have time for one more, or we got to move on? Are there any others?
I mean, there's quite a few.
One more.
Oh, there is.
All right, David, you pick one.
Oh, I got to go back in the chat here. Let me see here. I can't find them. Do you guys see one?
Sure.
Oh, okay. I got one. Okay. Aldo. Here, I'll pull this one up. We got Streets of Rage or Final Fight.
Okay.
Interesting. Aren't they technically the same? Aren't they the same fighters? Oh,
nah, look at that.
Wow.
It's like it was meant to be.
Nice segue.
It's like a switch. Reverse switch. I'm wearing a Streets of Rage hat in case people are not watching.
Wow.
I just had it on backwards.
So, okay, well, is that where you're going? Is that what you're picking?
I probably should. I feel like I played Final Fight more in the arcade, but having Streets of Rage at home, I felt like was just cooler to play it then. So I'll go with Streets of Rage. Yes.
I think I'm with you, and I think I'm gonna have to go Streets of Rage as well. That's a hard one. That one's a difficult because I feel like in my head they blend together half the time. So I'm trying to focus down to which is which, right? Because I played them and then I was like, oh yeah, I totally played that. And then you look back, you're like, nope, that's not what I was playing.
One.
Yeah. I'm going Streets of Rage, Team Streets of Rage. I played so much Streets of Rage 2, especially growing up. I'm going Streets of Rage 2.
Jay says, I owned Final Fight as a kid, so I gotta go with it. Mike says, Streets of Rage on the console.
Jay's calling us out, saying they're so different.
Final Fight with Pixel Games Quest is Final Fight. And Aldo said, Final Fight came out first from Capcom, and Streets of Rage is Sega.
Right. Definitely Streets of Rage.
I feel like it's almost split with the chat.
It seems like it. So that was a good one. Thanks, Aldo.
What systems you had and stuff, right?
Appreciate it. That's awesome.
Nice. So that was Rad or bogus? Before we get to the main topic, we're actually going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to be diving into retro video game soundtracks. That's our main topic for tonight. So we'll be right back after this commercial break.
90-second shootout. High-powered hoops. Rapid-fire rim rocket action. Take the shot. Beat the clock. 90-second timer. 7 arcade action sounds. Automatic scoring. Tie score, 2 seconds left. 90-second shootout from Melapel.
Go ahead, stretch it out, give it all you got. It's Super Netball, yeah, sizzling hot. Scratch it, catch it, don't let it drop. Super Netball, take your best shot.
Play Super Netball, the action shoot and catch game with the power stretch net that sings a squish Super Netball over 100 feet.
Super Netball, yeah, super hot.
Super Netball, another great squish product from Cap Toys. Who else?
Hey guys, did you know that we're offering channel memberships to help support the show? $1 gets you early access to videos, loyalty badge, and custom emojis. $3 gets you members only live streams, shout outs, and the Warp Pipe rental employee package. That's going to include a custom sticker, button, and membership card. With the Warp Pipe rental employee card, you'll be able to choose rentals for us to do on the show, including movies and video games. And during our once a month live stream, you guys will be able to chat with us while we're recording the episode. So consider signing up today to support the show and jump in the Warp Pipe with us every Saturday at 9 a.m. All right, back in action.
Ready here?
Back from the
I
break.
had a snack while we were.
Hey, we had beef jerky.
Jerky.
This was one of my Father's Day presents.
I almost wish it was are they Slim Jim commercials? What was the one messing with Sasquatch? To almost tie back to Harry and the
Or
Henderson.
Jack Links. Is that Jack Links?
Jack Links, yes. No, this is the Good and Gather Target brand. This is what we can afford.
Still delicious though.
Hey, look at this. We got a new channel member here.
Hey,
My Nexus signed up.
wish we had sound
podcast.
effects.
So much.
I can't do any. I'm not in OBS. I'm on StreamYard, so I don't have any of that
Thank
stuff.
you, Nexus Creed. Appreciate it.
Yeah, much appreciated. That goes towards all the stuff to run the podcast, and we'll be sending out some gifts your way. So appreciate the support on that for sure.
Thank you.
How do you want to jump into this topic, Dave? Best video game soundtracks. Just kind of shoot out whatever we think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we'll go round table it, and then why don't we do? How do you guys feel about doing the three of us and then one from the chat?
I like it.
Fair enough.
Let's do that. Because I got a list that's a little bit longer than 5, so we'll kind of like just see where it's at, just in case we have doubles. And roll with it.
Okay.
So who wants to go first?
Russ.
Keith told me he had like 15 of them. So I think Keith should go first.
Okay, fine. I'll go first. So I split mine up: Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and N64.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw out there Super Mario 64. That's what I'm going to throw out there first.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Some pretty. The intro, just rolling into the game, is a really cool set of music, right? It's got some really cool music within it. The levels have some really cool music. Yeah. I think it's a super cool one. Just kind of across the board, it's got fun and interesting ones that are memorable.
Okay.
And when you turn that game on again after all those years and you start playing it, they just hit you. It's like a gut punch, and you're like, wow, I remember this. This is super cool, especially that intro one. I think it's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, do you have any favorite tracks from that?
Honestly, the intro one, because I can remember
intro.
sitting there in front of the TV and turning that on for the first time and hearing it and seeing it and just being in awe of what was happening with the Nintendo 64.
Nice. Sounds good. I'll go to Algo.
You beat me to it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go with the obvious choice for me right now, and that is the NES DuckTales game.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, every single track on that
Yeah.
list I mean, we have to talk about the Moon theme, like
Right?
one of the most iconic songs of any video game soundtrack. Tell me I'm wrong. I'll
Like
fight you on it.
the fact that they use that in the new cartoon and just added lyrics to it is
Yeah.
like
Right.
that tells you right there. It is one of the best soundtracks on
Yep.
the
Yep.
original Nintendo, right?
I would say, yeah. And I remember, and a lot of my list is, I'm going to admit, it's pure nostalgia. So there's probably some on this list that you may not think of, but I think DuckTales, the original is, I mean, who doesn't? I mean, I think the first level I ever played was the Amazon level,
Yeah.
and every track that you play on that game, every level that you play, is an instant, like you're engulfed in just everything that is that game. It's so good, and you can literally remember all the, and that's important too. Is like you can remember all of these songs in your head right off the bat. And I'm really happy. I remember Russ. I don't know if you were. I think you were with me when we went to Retro Game Con up in Syracuse. I actually
Yeah. Yeah.
found the DuckTales NES soundtrack on vinyl,
Nice.
Yeah.
and that was a sweet pickup. So I'm gonna go
That's so cool.
DuckTales for my first choice.
Okay.
Like even the music between when you're selecting levels, even that level
Yeah.
selection
And it's
tune,
such
like
a
I
short.
can literally hear it in my head right now,
Hmm.
and then
Yeah.
clicking and then the next song plays, right? It's such a good soundtrack.
Yeah. So good.
I dig it.
Yeah.
I'll go. I'll go.
To Algo.
I'll go. Shout out to Algo, who's in the chat. He has a little swap meet. His name is Aldo, and his swap meet is called Algo. So that's why we keep saying Algo. The next one is October something in Norwalk.
Yeah. Yeah.
October 23rd, I want to say, for some reason. It's in like later in the month.
Yeah.
Norwalk Public Library. Come hang out. You guys are local. Best video game soundtrack. I'm gonna go. I picked up this vinyl also at Retro Game Con. Super Metroid.
Yes.
Yeah.
It may
It's a
not be
great
like
one.
upbeat and crazy with a lot of the songs, but atmosphere, like it's great. I throw it on the record player just while
Yeah.
doing stuff around the game room.
Yeah.
Some of the tracks freaking slap. Some of them they got the freaking like literally flat bass is probably going like
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could just picture it. But fantastic. Like I mean, the opening theme is iconic for sure.
Hmm.
And again, some of the upbeat songs are really good. I think it's a solid soundtrack for sure, and a staple when you're comparing to other video games. You're like Super Metroid got to be up there.
Sounds good.
We're picking one from
Keith,
the chat.
you wanna pick one from the chat? We'll have you pick one from the chat, and then
All right. Well, I'm gonna go with pure profit here. Killer
okay.
Instinct. Because I believe I might be incorrect here, but I'm pretty sure that Killer Instinct was one of the first games that they were like, we're gonna put the soundtrack on CD so you could buy it. What
And it
happened?
had a name too.
So
The
that
CD
says
was called
volumes.
Killer Cuts, both with Case.
So like, if they're gonna do that, it's gotta be if people are literally like, I want that soundtrack. Back in the day when none of this was a thing and we weren't thinking about that, you were just playing the games and barely listening to the music. It was kind of just there. The fact
Mhm.
that Killer Instinct had that
Mhm.
happen, I think that says it's an amazing soundtrack right there.
I feel like I wonder if it's because the music was more I don't know, like, but it had like words and stuff, right? It was more put together, more like
Yeah.
radio friendly
Yeah.
or whatever, like in tune with that 90s dance music and stuff. So maybe that's why they're like, all right, let's do it
We
with a
better
soundtrack.
pull this up here. David, from your smirk, I knew you saw it.
$5 from Throwback King. Thanks so much, man. I'm gonna go out and buy some toaster strudels.
Right?
Nice.
Oh man, I'll go to Target and I will get it.
They're,
Fair
they've
enough.
got you
I'll give
on
it a
blast
chance.
for sure
You-
tonight.
they're blasting me tonight. What did I
Right?
do?
I don't know. It's because you don't like toaster strudels.
It's all because I don't like toaster strudels. And then they're blasting me about Mad Balls and Life at
Right?
Monsters. Hey, you know what? I'm happy you guys are paying attention.
Right?
I love it. I'm so glad you guys like you get it. You get me. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Next, it says, I remember getting the Killer Cuts soundtrack with the Super Nintendo game.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
That would have
it
been a
came in
cool
close
pickup,
in
right?
the Super Nintendo game. I somehow obtained another copy because I have a sealed copy of the Killer Cuts. But hey, if you guys are subscribed to Spotify, you
Yeah.
can just find it on there. It's on there, the Killer Cuts soundtrack, or I'm sure you could just listen to it on YouTube as well. But it's got some awesome tracks.
I want to give a shout out right now to Shode because he nailed it right here. Or she. Is it? I'm
Upper
sorry, I don't know.
Upper Britain
Upper
Star,
Brainstar. Yep. That's from
Super
Super
Metroid.
Metroid. Yeah. Yes. That one is for sure. Because I played Super Metroid for the first time when we did the Warp Pipe rental. And I remember that and I was like, I think I might have stayed in one room for a little while to listen to it.
Okay,
It's a
I
good
dig
one.
it.
Yep. Keith, you're up.
Back to me, eh? All right. Well, I did see that Rax the Great was commenting about Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VI is what I'm going to pick, though. Final Fantasy VII does have an awesome soundtrack, but Final Fantasy VI
Okay,
or 3, I guess, depending on where we're looking at and how we're viewing this. Final Fantasy 3 on the Super Nintendo, which is Final Fantasy VI. That one is amazing. Like that
I've never heard it
intro.
before. Describe. Is it like orchestra? Like I hear Final
Yeah,
Fantasy,
it's
I feel like it's
yeah. So
like
like when you talk about Super Metroid, they're using the music to hype you up for those battles or to give that area, that feel of that area, the theme they're looking for, right? But with role play games, there's a kind of a wider variety of music they can use to give you all those emotions. But Final Fantasy VII, there's like orchestra stuff. There's a Final Fantasy, like the old, like the original kind of sounding Final Fantasy stuff. There's a like an opera scene in the game, and it is super cool to hear like the way it bounces around.
Mhm.
The intro when you're escaping, the whole thing is I can hear it in my head right now.
okay.
I can
Nice.
feel it. It gives me emotion just thinking about the music from that game.
I still want to
It's
try
an
to. I
amazing game.
have the Pixel remaster of the Final Fantasy, so I'm hoping to eventually play those, so I'll be able to
Yeah.
experience it.
All right, I'm up. All right, we already talked about this game tonight without any delay. Streets of Rage 2.
Okay,
Can we please talk about Streets of Rage 2? I mean, every single track is a banger. Like from the opening track, it's because you know what I like about it, and which I didn't realize it growing up. But then, like listening to it, like I'm kind of into. If anyone's been on my YouTube channel, I'm very kind of like synthwave and kind of got that kind of like lo-fi and everything sound with the music and everything that I have. It's totally synthwave. Like it's totally just like that same vibe and it just gets you pumped for the game and it like enhances the gameplay with the colors and the movement and everything. And I just think, walking by the baseball field, doing the elevator, even just like the first level with the street. I mean, Streets of Rage 2. I mean, from top to bottom, that soundtrack, incredible.
excellent.
You guys have any opinion on this, or you just sure?
I know I remember it, but it I don't know. I just can't picture or hear any of it
Oh, it's
in
so
my.
good.
Yeah. Like I definitely play it, and I was like, okay, this is good music. Got to have
Yeah,
good music if you're playing a beat 'em up game. Gets they pumped up,
Yeah.
doing a lot of
yeah.
repetitive
Get
actions
you
of just
moving.
punching. So you're
And
like, all
looking at
right,
my list, I have several of my favorites are beat 'em up games.
Oh,
So I guess
interesting.
there's a theme for that. Yeah.
What is this Aldo saying? Nexus. He's referring to Nexus in the chat. Streets
Yep.
of Rage 2 is essentially a perfect soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Yuzo Koshiro was on God mode there.
I do have that one on vinyl as well,
That's good.
which is
Nice.
fun. I think Mondo put it out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
have a few from that company.
And then I think Limited Run put out the Streets of Rage 4 soundtrack.
Nice.
Yeah. You're up, Russ.
I'm up. Well, we talked about, I might as well jump in. You talked about Final Fantasy VI RPG. Gotta be my boy Chrono. The Chrono
Knew it was
Trigger
coming.
soundtrack.
I thought that was Dragon Ball Z.
That's not Dragon Ball Z.
Isn't that Goku?
Gotta love the Chrono Trigger soundtrack. Fantastic. They have so many variety of songs in there between the song when you're at the fair is classic. Any of the battle songs. I found a few people that redid the music and did it like with like electric guitars, like almost like a hard rock versions. And I love listening to those, but the 16-bit version, fantastic. I listened to it so much growing up, and also it being an RPG, right? You're grinding to get your level up in the game, so you're hearing a lot of these songs
Mm-hmm.
repetitively over and over again because you're putting so much time into getting your characters up, and plus it's a long game being an RPG, so you're hearing a lot of different tracks, and you can travel all over with the epoch, right? You're going to different times, and you're like, all right. There's a lot of like chill spots where you're at the end of time, and there's like awesome music where you're like, I could just leave the TV on and go do some stuff, and then come back and pick it up. Where it's just like cool background music. Definitely love it.
Nice.
We got
one
a
from the
chat
chat.
one, right? One from the chat.
Go ahead, David. Pick one out of there.
Oh, geez. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna go with Aldo here. Street Fighter 2 soundtrack is pretty legendary.
Yeah, I mean that opening theme is.
Yeah, I have to agree with Aldo. Yeah.
That's my rendition there, so we don't get copyrighted.
Yeah, I mean every single location has, every character has their own theme. Yeah, I will agree with Aldo on this one. That one is a pretty epic soundtrack.
Nice. Street Fighter 2.
Oh, no, are we back to me?
We are back to you.
All right, let's see here. Let's look at the old list. Let's go with. It's hard because there's two. I have two Castlevanias on my list. The original one, but I think I'm gonna have to pick Super Castlevania 4 for
Oh yeah.
its
Okay,
music because
Jay,
it's
Jay be
super
pretty
cool.
excited.
Like it gets you right into it, right? Like the whole time. I feel like every level is, again, it's not one of those ones where, like I was talking about earlier, the Castlevania games, they take the music and add it to the game to make the game better. It's like we're talking about Super Metroid, right? Like they take that and it makes those levels, and it makes the feeling and the theme of the level and what you're up against and what you're doing. And it just brings it to another level because the music is super good in that game. So Super Castlevania 4.
Soundtrack's legit, according to Jay.
Nice. What do you got?
It's on me. It's on me.
You.
It's
On you.
Okay,
Back to you,
okay,
David.
Sorry. Okay, so we were talking about, because I'm picking kind of nostalgic games, and there's one game that is one of my favorite games of all time. You've listened to the podcast, River City Ransom.
Okay.
I think River City Ransom. It's another beat 'em up. It's another kind of, I mean, you can call it an RPG-ish elements. But yeah, I can literally hear the music for the first stage in my head, like as soon as it starts. Like it just hits you right away. And it's fast. The tempo's fast, and it just gets you amped to go and steal somebody's lunch money and go have a sauna appointment
Arizona.
and then eat some sushi. So yeah, someone agree with me. River City Ransom, man.
They're picking Double Dragon 2 over River City Ransom on you in the chat.
Yeah, you know why? That's yes. The chat is against me.
Right?
Russ,
Us.
save me.
I'll stick with the theme in here, and I'll go with Castlevania 2. Simon's Quest
There you go.
has some fantastic
I
music
agree.
for sure. Man, I got to get that one on vinyl. I don't have that on vinyl. It's a good one for sure. Bloody Tears is on there.
Yes,
Fantastic one.
yep.
Everyone knows with that. Just even walking around when you're in the towns, and it has that simple.
Yeah.
It's just got some groove to it. I definitely enjoy that game a bunch, and the music on it. I mean, probably all the Castlevania games have fantastic music. Sure, they could be all on the list, but I don't know. I definitely enjoy. I feel like I enjoy 2 more than the other ones. Maybe it's just because I'm not that much in a rush. Where the other 2 games, 1 and 3, right? You're side scrolling, like you got to keep going. Whereas in 2, you're exploring. It's like, well, I could hang out in this town and just listen to some music if I don't want to roam
Wait
around.
for it to change from daytime to nighttime.
Right.
While you're listening to some tunes.
Yeah.
And I have to agree with Russ over Keith. I'm sorry, Keith. I would take Castlevania 2 over Castlevania 4.
Oh, I see where this is going. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not hurt at all. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I'm not worried.
I was going to jump
Russ-
to some user comments though to get those in here.
Yeah, go ahead.
We did ask you guys on our social medias. If you follow us, we're on YouTube, Instagram. You go to the YouTube community page. We make posts on there, and you can leave comments, and we'll read them on the show here.
What did you say? What did you say?
Springfield, let's hear from you.
So over on our YouTube page, we've got quite a few comments. Calvin says, there's only one right answer, and that's the Donkey Kong Country trilogy.
The whole thing.
Whole thing. Fair enough. Fair enough. I do. One's fantastic for me. I haven't played the other 2 as much. I played them. I feel like the soundtrack hasn't stuck with me more than 1 since I put more time into that.
Aquatic ambience.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Another bald nerd says, what a great topic. I could go on for ages. So many great soundtracks. Anything made by Tim Fallon. The NES intro to Solstice pretty much punches you in the face. Also, Silver Surfer and Pictionary.
Okay.
Gimmick on the Famicom has an amazing soundtrack that is very jazz inspired. You can't go wrong with Chemical Plant Zone on Sonic 2. Some that are a little out of the box are the background tracks for the original Age of Empires game on PC. One that's awesome and nostalgic for me is the music to the Humans on Game Boy. It's so good. Never heard of that game, The Humans. Also, can't go wrong with pretty much anything by Sunsoft. Great topic. That is true. Sunsoft made some bangers. Mike says, awesome topic. The Legend of Zelda, Mega Man 2, Metroid, Batman, DuckTales, woo! Got Super Mario Bros. 3, Golden Axe, Streets of Rage 2. There you go, Dave. Sonic 2, Super Metroid, Super Mario World. I think I could expand a couple of episodes. So many good soundtracks. That's
There
for
is.
sure. The Bad Guy says TMNT 2 on the NES has an amazing soundtrack. Konami always killed it when it came to their music.
They did a pretty good job, yep.
Colby from Persian Splurs Thriftin says, oh, the soundtrack for Doom was an absolute banger. That's right. It was basically like metal music on a MIDI. Retroholic 16, what's up, guys? Batman for the NES had an amazing soundtrack. I'm also a big fan of the music in Mega Man X
Very
for the
good, yep.
SNES. And he mentioned Super Mario 64, which Keith already put on his list there. And
That one's for Jay.
I don't hear anyone mention that. Let's forget mine. And we did have 2, I think, on Instagram. Jay, I know what I'm going to say when I call. So Jay left us a voicemail. And then Michael says personal favorite is Retro Bowl theme song, 8-Bit Joy by Heatley Bros. Is that from a game? I want Retro Bowl. Is that the game? Not too sure. I will say, I think me and Jay had maybe covered something similar to this. Oh, you know what it was? I think we were ranking games. I want to say we were doing like a ranking games in the past, and something that has a crazy soundtrack. We were ranking all the Tecmo games. Dude, Tecmo Soccer, crazy soundtrack out of nowhere.
I remember you guys talking about
It
that.
was
Yes.
like what, and I downloaded and I used some of the songs in my videos, and I was like, what? So Tecmo Soccer on the NES. Don't sleep on that soundtrack.
So should we go one more round? What do you guys want to do?
We could do one more round. Yeah. I'll
Sure.
put
One
a
more
show
round.
time.
Okay.
So it's
So
me.
yes.
Back to Key.
All right. I'm gonna go. Russ is gonna like this one. I'm gonna go Mick Kids.
Ah,
You
Right?
stole mine.
It has some
You
great
stole
songs.
mine.
It really does have some amazing. And Jay, Batman is absolutely on my list. But McKids has some really cool music to it. Like Russ uses a lot of it with this channel and his other stuff. And I think it's got an amazing soundtrack to it. Like it just makes you happy when you're playing it. The game, not so much, but the music is super fun. It's super fun to listen to. So I'm picking Mick Kids.
Nice. Now, so with the box too, literally everyone just calls it Mick Kids, but the way with the box,
MC
it's like
Kids.
MC Kids, like MP.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, it's like whatever.
Master of Ceremony Kids.
Right?
That's basically what it is.
Definitely a good one for sure.
That was going to be my last pick, only for podcast reasons. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Okay, so I got a few choices. Few choices. You had to go and spoil it. Keith. That's okay. I'm gonna do. Okay, I got one, and we can go across the board for this. I don't know if I would pick like a specific game in the series, but Double Dragon music.
Okay.
Whether it's 1, 2, or 3 on the NES. I think we had some people in the chat talking about Double Dragon 2. So we'll go Double Dragon 2.
Okay.
I'm trying to get on the chat's good side.
Right?
Back to me.
I would agree.
Come on. Give me some.
Batman on NES. Gotta
There
do
you
Batman.
go.
I got the freaking tattoo right here. Great game. The soundtrack, perfect. Gets you pumped up. As soon as he drops in, you get the bass going. You're like,
at first level.
I'm like, yes, let's freaking go. Like you played a lot of that first level. That music's got to be good because I've never beat the game straight up. I beat it with save states. We'll get there maybe someday. I know Jay beat it, but you got to put some time into it. Definitely a difficult game. So I played that first level a ton, and the soundtrack on that first stage, you're like, let's go. This is good.
I want to close this off right here, and I want to give Mike a shout out here because this is 100% true. I don't know if you guys,
Kid Nicky?
Yes. The first track, the first level theme, yes, burned into the memories.
Interesting.
It's too bad we can't play these, or else we're gonna get copywritten strict.
I could play it. I could probably play a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably play them.
Yeah, the first Kid Nicky was
just not
great.
the moon theme from DuckTales because it
No,
will
that's gonna
absolutely ding you
slam
because they used it, right?
We got it. Where is it? first level. We're gonna do this strategically.
Can we not hear anything? Hold on, is there any sound? I don't hear anything. There we go.
All right, cut it off.
Okay. I dig it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you guys how on top this is for everybody listening, how on top YouTube is. And this is why finding movie quotes is extremely difficult for me sometimes, because a lot of quotes that I'm finding they're talking over music. So for example, Can't Hardly Wait, the movie from the 90s. Not one quote in that movie is without music. Not
In the
one
background,
quote in the
yeah.
entire movie. And honestly, when we had Brandy on, there was the never-ending story movie quote where I was quoting, his name is escaping me now, but the wolf, dude, we got copywritten struck because of that, and it was probably like not even a 5-second quote, and it was instrumental, and it was like just very very low.
Right.
So I don't know. It's I'm just expressing my annoyance of all of the
Frustration.
stuff, because like
Fair
it
enough,
wasn't
fair
even like a popular pop track, you know what I mean? So,
Right, right.
So yeah.
That's all right.
Sorry to leave it on a downer, guys.
Jeez, Lane. You guys could call into the show and leave us voicemails. We have a phone number that you can do that there. Actually, I guess we'll just video game soundtracks. They're awesome. Yeah, if you guys want to call into the show, we have phone number 949-682-9277. That's 949-682-WARP. Save it in your phone. Give us a call. Leave us a voicemail, and we'll play it on the show. Could be pertaining to the topic. Could be asking us a question. Doesn't matter. Just keep it classy, okay?
I keep dreaming about my dream phone. It's for you.
What is up, my weekly Warp Pipers? It is your boy, NES Addict. Call and talk about soundtracks of video games. So some of my favorites are, obviously, Batman on the NES, Castlevania on the NES, Blaster Master on the NES,
Ooh,
a lot of
yeah.
Sunsoft stuff in there. Journey to Silius. I mean,
That's a great
Sunsoft
one.
knocked it out of the park. Super Castlevania 4 for the Super NES, Super Mario World, The Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past. I mean, there's so many, I could go on forever. But instead of doing that, do yourself a favor and listen to Blink-182's amazing song, Damn It. All right, guys, take care.
Classic.
Dude's not wrong.
Not at all.
Nice, yeah. I mean, you could almost go publishers, right? I mean, easily Capcom killed it with music. Konami and Sunsoft are like the top big dogs on NES, just killing it with whatever games they put out with the soundtrack. So
I'm
for
surprised none of us mentioned any Mega Man games.
sure. Yeah, I mean,
It's on my list.
Which Mega Man?
3.
I agree.
3. The intro
Yes.
seals the deal for me. 3.
do you guys
and
ever?
also the Dr. Wily. That's the Dr. Wily theme.
Yeah. I was gonna say to refer. You ever hear of Brental Floss? He was like an older
Yes.
YouTuber,
Yes.
and he would put lyrics to these video game soundtracks. It's pretty interesting.
Do you still do it?
I don't think he does anymore. I had seen him years ago at Too Many Games and stuff. I had gotten one of his CDs. Aldo says Mega Man 3 Snake Man theme is rad.
I always like the I think it was Mega Man 2 that had the theme song. One of the I forget which boss it was, but it was like it got a lot of attention because it sounded like the Journey song. You guys
Oh, I
remember
see.
that?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't place it, but I did see a video like being. Hey, this
It's
is what it sounds like. This is
identical. And it's funny because the first time I ever played Mega Man 2,
yeah.
I was like, that's Journey. Because I knew the song before I played Mega Man 2. And I was like, even as a kid, I was like, yeah,
You
that's
put two and two
Journey.
together.
It
Well,
sounds just exactly the same.
certainly wasn't the first time because someone mentioned it. The Doom soundtrack is just isn't it Metallica songs? I want to say, or like one of the. It's either Metallica or it's escaping me. What's the other metal band? Iron Maiden. No, not Iron
The
Maiden.
other metal
The other
band.
band.
there's
Megadeth.
only two.
Megadeth. Sorry. Metallica. Megadeth.
Oh, I see where you're going with that.
Yeah,
yes.
those two like compete, but just
Yes.
broken down to like MIDI style.
Yes, that's it's good.
Sweet. That kind of wraps up then with the voicemail, with the talking about video game soundtracks. We're going to jump into our next segment is Wheel of Doom, where we get a random topic on our wheel that will spin, and whatever it lands on, we're going to be chatting about that there. Let's see here. We get this guy over here. Pull up the Wheel of Doom right here. We got a bunch of different topics on here. It's pretty full.
Oh, wow.
So
Jeez.
David submitted us a bunch of
I
new
did.
ones.
And chat, we want some from you guys too, and anyone that's listening, we want more topics. So leave us topics, and we'll add them to the list.
We're trying to do controversial topics, kind of to stir up some stuff. So we'll see. We'll see what it lands on. I don't know. Oh, let's hit this here. A little Wheel of Doom action. We'll get into it. All right, round and round it goes. Let's see where it stops.
We got to make this good for Nexus because he's going to
Fries are
reheat
getting
his
cold.
fries. They're getting cold.
Oh, what is
What we
this?
got? Did Tamagotchis normalize obsessive digital habits for kids? Did you guys have Tamagotchis
Yes.
growing up? You did. Okay. I
Yes.
never had one. I never had one.
My sister had
I
one,
did.
and I always
Okay.
stole it to play with it.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys got some good input on this then. I
Yeah.
never got to play. I've seen them. If you guys don't know what a Tamagotchi is, maybe
They
one of
still
you guys
make
can
them,
break it
too.
down. I think they do. Yeah.
Yeah,
Little
they do.
Little keychain pet, I guess, is the best, easiest way to describe it.
Yeah.
They're like Neopets.
Right? Is that like
It's
a
the same
knockoff?
thing. Yeah.
essentially?
Yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't say knockoff, but yeah, it's a similar style. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll say this. Um, I have this discussion with myself on a almost weekly basis whenever I go to Target because I'm always debating whether or not buying my daughter a Tamagotchi. And I'm always going back and forth with it. And I'm like, you know what? She doesn't need to do that because I remember what I went through with our Tamagotchis. I'm just gonna say it. Aldo said it best right here. It was obsessed over cleaning the Tamagotchi poop. I mean,
You got to
you had
clean
to
up the poop on it?
you gotta
Okay.
clean up after it. You gotta feed it. You gotta do all these things. And yeah, I don't need my 6-year-old getting into being obsessed with that all day long. So the question is, though, did it normalize obsessive digital habits for kids? I mean, I would say if you're looking at like your future ramifications, I would say no. I would say smartphones did that.
Yeah. Well, just the internet did that a lot too, right? Just video games did that too, right? Like, I remember being obsessed with playing video games and not wanting to go outside and play outside because I needed to make it to that next level or find that secret. So when the Tamagotchis were around, I mean, I do remember stealing it from my sister just so I could play with it because I thought it was cool and fun.
Mhm.
But I think there was a lot of lead up to that before. But I don't know. I think smartphones definitely made us a lot more reliant on having that in our hands. So
Mhm.
I don't know if it did, other than cleaning up the poop.
It was
I guess
relentless, man.
I guess I was trying to teach you to take care of a pet where you have to remember to feed it like a real pet and
Yeah.
clean up the poop and all that. And maybe almost parents got their kids this to be like, oh, we want a dog. We want a dog. It's like, all right, well, I seen this thing at the store. If you guys can handle this, we can talk about getting a real life pet that you also need to take care of, or else it will die in real life. Never mind your Tamagotchi dying. What was with that? How long did it take? Did it die on there if you didn't feed it? A couple days?
Yeah, but then you could just start over again.
Right. Okay. That's I don't know how like does it
Yeah, you
reset?
just start over again. Yeah. But I mean, it wasn't as annoying as Furbies though.
Did you
'Cause
have to take
Furbies
care of I don't know.
Yes.
I had like seen Furbies or had I don't know if I
Yeah.
really had one. I know my friends had some and they talked
Because
to you.
Furbies would just like chatter all night.
Oh, okay.
Like they want your attention.
So with the Tamagotchi though, did it send a notification or a beep to be like, "Hey,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
hungry," or you had to
Yeah.
constantly look at this thing?
No, it would beep and it would be one of those things where you're like growing it from scratch. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
it's a small little thing and then you feed it and it starts getting bigger and all that stuff and then it gets to a point where it's like an adult or what I don't remember. I mean, it's so long ago, but all I know is that it did take up a lot of time. Um Novelty wore off quick so he doesn't,
Yeah.
Gonzo Joe doesn't think that it was a problem. I
I think it was a
agree.
fad, right?
It was definitely a fad.
It was the same as like Nexus is talking here about not to get him started on Furbies or Tickle Me Elmos because I think again they were fads, right? They
Mhm.
were the hot thing for a short period of time. Everyone wanted one and everyone had one except for us. Um, like, I think that that's what it was. It was just a fad more than
Mhm.
making people obsessed over it because the next fad was on its way down the road and we were putting scrunchies in our hair or whatever it was, right?
I wasn't putting scrunchies in my hair.
What? Come on.
Anyway, the thing about Tamagotchis now too is they still sell pretty well.
Okay.
Like you could go to Target, you could find them the new ones right now. And they're yeah, they're easily accessible. I think they run like 20 to $25 or something like
Hmm,
that, but get them all different colors. I think they actually had if memory serves me correctly, I think I recently saw like a Pokemon one.
that would be
So
a
I wonder
moneymaker for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. So I think that they did, and I think I almost bought it too just to buy it, but I did not. But yeah, so I mean, Aldo said it right here. It's like snacky snack time all the way over Tamagotchis.
Yep.
Gotta get them snacks.
You got to get the snacks. But yeah, I so to wrap it up, I don't think that it normalizes obsessive behavior.
No, there's worse things than that
Yeah,
that
I
cause that.
think
Technology wise, there's worse things than something you're clicking on
I
a
don't even think the
Tamagotchi.
internet like back in the day did that. Like the first, you know, connecting it with a 14.4K modem. Like I don't even think like even a 28.8 or a 56K modem. I don't even think those like or AOL. Let's just talk about AOL Instant Messenger and chat. I don't think that normalized it. I think we had a pretty good handle on it until smartphones, and then that's when I think it normalized the behavior. That's my opinion. Sticking to
Okay.
it.
Fair enough. I dig it. Sweet. All right, that's wrapping up our episode here. And it's a good one. We did our first live stream here. So we're going to try to open this up to channel members. So if you guys do sign up to be a channel member here on YouTube, again, you get some special perks with that. And we'll be doing live streams once a month,
Yeah.
$1 a month or $3 a month. And if you do $3, you get a pin, a sticker, and a membership card, which we're working on getting those packages out for everyone that's signed up.
Yeah.
Dave's
The
got the
swanky stickers. I do have
nice.
some 4-inch ones available still. So, the first channel members can get one of those. I'll throw those in there.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do we
And
get into?
how do they
What's that?
become a member if they're not familiar with it?
I mean, just go into our YouTube page, the Weekly Warp
Mhm.
Pipe, and there's a up at the top. There's the bar. You'll see videos, playlists, all this, and all the
Okay.
way at the end, it'll say membership. And then you can
Sweet.
sign up. Sign up from there.
Simple as that.
Simple
Cool.
as that. You want to tell them what we're getting into next week?
Yeah, so next week we're gonna have our Warp Pipe rental, and we're gonna head to the video store or game rental store, whatever you want to call it, and we're gonna rent DuckTales 2 on the NES.
Yeah.
Is
Be
it as
sure to
good
get
as the
that.
first one?
I
I
don't know.
mean, is the soundtrack as good as the first one? I think we'll have to discuss that next week. So get in there and get your rental and leave us comments when we post on this week and do it up.
Do it up. And then we'll be jumping into next week's topic are going to be video games that changed the game. So look forward to that next week. If you guys want to check out our individual stuff, Keith, where can we find you?
You can find me on YouTube, Retro Cart Collector, or on Instagram, Retro Cart Collector. New video every Sunday. Been a little bit busy, so hopefully I can get one pulled together for this Sunday, but we're working on that right now. David, what about you? Where do they find you?
Well, I'm still doing the YouTube thing. I'm still going along. I'm up to like 7 or 8 videos, guys, and I'm trying to be consistent every single Sunday. So there's new videos all the time. This past week we did a special Father's Day one with my daughter, which was super fun. We went to Target. I gave her $20. I said, "Buy all the blind boxes you can for $20." We sat down, we opened them up. It was super fun to do for Father's Day. And we are still on the road to Kane County Toy Show, so there's a lot of videos coming out for that. So if you guys check it out, Dave, it's me. You could search me. I think you could also just search my name, David Apuzzo. How about you, Russ?
Nice. Well, I launched a new YouTube channel. If you guys want to check that out, it's called Russly. A little easier to remember and say. It's all retro video game stuff. We're up to 92 subscribers. I was hoping to get to 100 by the end of the month. So if you guys aren't subscribed already, just search Russly. I got a ton of videos out on the channel now. I've been moving a bunch of stuff from Russ Lyman over to this here. So we probably got about like 20 videos out. And I started live streaming on this channel, Retro Games. We did just live stream Castlevania Bloodlines, but I also live streamed the other day Jaws on the NES. We actually beat it the first 15 minutes into the live stream. So that was
Nice.
funny. So check me out on there. And then also I'm on TikTok and Instagram at Russ Lyman as well. Thanks everyone in the chat for hanging out with us and participating. And if you guys are watching this on the replay, be sure to leave some comments about video game soundtracks you think were awesome, or perhaps topics you want us to cover in the future would be awesome. And that wraps up the weekly Warp Pipe for this. Appreciate you guys jumping in the Warp Pipe with us, and we'll see you guys on the next level.